Hi, welcome to the Utah Puck Report. Here we go. We're keeping up with getting to know our new NHL team, our yet to be named NHL team. Today, a very special guest, Nick Bjugstad. Nick, I've been a fan of yours for a long time. I actually even got to see you play in high school in Blaine back in the day. So
really,
it's exciting to have you on the show. I'm everywhere, man. I just pop. If there's hockey, I'm going to go watch it. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Obviously, I just said where you're from, but tell us where you're from and, just a little bit about your hockey background so that the fans of Utah get to know you a little better.
Yeah, I grew up in the dense state of, we like to call ourselves the state of hockey in Minnesota. I don't know if that's confirmed, but that's our self-proclaimed name. So a lot of hockey. My uncle played in the NHL. My dad played from youth all the way through high school. So it was kind of a part of my lineage, and started about 2 years old. My dad had me on skates walking around the house. So I started early playing on the ponds, playing outdoor hockey, and playing youth hockey for the city that I grew up in. Didn't have to leave, got to play all the way till I was 17, where I graduated at Blaine High School, and then went to the University of Minnesota. So I always say super fortunate, obviously, for the family I had, and really fortunate for growing up in Minnesota. If you love hockey, this is a good spot to do it.
Yeah, you definitely have the hockey pedigree with the whole family thing going. Tell the Utah fans what kind of player you are and what they should expect to see from you.
I came into the league. We all kind of come into the league, and I was drafted high by Florida, and had a few good years, had a few down years, had to have some growing pains, metaphorically speaking and physically. I had a lot of injuries that I've had to go through to kind of figure out my body and how to be a sustainable player and try to play full seasons. And so for me, I think my path is, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but I've been in the league a while now, and I've learned a lot. And, I think I bring a good two-way game. I like to make sure I'm locking down defensively and contributing offensively a little bit. That's come back for me the last few years. So, I think that's part of situational, and, I think just developing my game. I always want to try to get better and grow. And that's kind of what I'm focusing on this summer. I want to work on a lot of different things. So really excited to just get going in Utah, especially with this group that we have. It's a young group that, these fans should be really excited about.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, you said drafted high, first round, 19th overall by Florida, 2010. Just so the fans know, you're one of our first round draft picks we're excited about having.
Nice.
Yeah, so let's talk about, you brought it up, you're excited about coming to Utah. When was the first time you started hearing about the possibility of the team moving to Utah? Do you remember that first time where you thought, oh, this might be real?
Yeah, I think the rumblings kind of started, probably even last year when cities were getting thrown around. And, you just never know as a player. You're not involved in a lot of these conversations as far as where the decisions are made. So you kind of as a player, just you try to block it out and focus on your day to day. Otherwise, it can be a little too hectic. But I'd say probably March. I don't remember the exact date when it was like, ooh, this could be real. We started seeing rumblings on Twitter and whatnot. So, for me as an older guy, I'm used to getting moved around, used to trades, and this is nothing really out of the ordinary, other than the fact that we're joining a city and a group of fans that have never had pro hockey. So that for us is just so exciting, especially after the experience we had when we all came down and did the welcome party at Delta Center. And it's just exciting for us. It's a lot for guys got to move and whatnot, but like I said, we're used to that, and it's part of our job title. So just once the news hit, once it was official, I think we had more relief, just the fact that it was decided rather than the speculation, because you have a lot of people from the outside, family, friends, media, asking what's going on, and we don't ever have answers. So the fact that it was decided, and the decision was made, and the Smith family, obviously decided to take our team in. We were ecstatic, especially after meeting them and kind of getting to know them a little bit. We're just so pumped to be playing for ownership like that.
Yeah, I bet. Take us, like, we were talking before we started recording. The video of you coming off the plane. You're one of the first ones off. You got your baby in tow, and you said you didn't even realize what you were kind of getting into. What was that like, coming off the plane and seeing the reception you were getting, and then follow that through to that night at the Delta Center? What was that like for you and your family?
Well, the baby deal, yeah. My wife had about 8 bags. It was kind of a scramble. She had all of our, just so many bags with the baby and whatnot, but she had all the bags over her shoulder, so they didn't show that part. And I'm like, I'll grab the baby. I didn't know what we were walking into with the media and how many fans and kids were there. It was pretty incredible. But yeah, I mean, she's usually doing the brunt work, so I looked good on the media, but she didn't really. She should really be getting the props. It's pretty funny. I saw that. I'm not on TikTok, but we had some friends show us that video of the analysis. So, yeah, my wife's a rock star. We didn't bring our other 2 kids. We brought the infant, and it was a quick 24 hours of just kind of touring the city, and obviously going to the Delta Center and doing the welcome party with all the fans. And it felt like it didn't almost feel real. We had no idea what we were walking into, and the fact that the fans were, going nuts, and that whole arena was sold out. It was just one of the cooler experiences I think most of us have had, especially it's just unknown when you walk into stuff like that without expectation, and it exceeds anything you could have fathomed. That was pretty cool. So we got to go around the next day, look at houses, and try to find stuff for where we're going to live and whatnot. So that's still a process, but we have a few months here to figure it out, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's not too many times you get to have a pep rally as a NHL team, right? Get up and introduce yourself to the team, and how was that for you? And obviously spicy tuna goes nuts, and everybody loves spicy tuna. What was that like for you, sitting back and going like, all right, I got to get up and talk. Spicy tuna's still in the show. Just walk us through that for a second.
I got in early, thankfully. The guys waiting in the back, I think they were kind of like, all right, what do we say? But everyone did well. Just kind of getting up and getting the crowd going. The crowd never really settled. They got going on every guy, and kind of like you said, it was kind of like a pep rally. Now that you said that, that's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, we were just feeling it. We were feeling the energy, and it's apparent that this team this city is really excited for hockey. So that as a player and as an organization, you just can't wait for that. So,
tell me, have you ever been to Utah before this?
Never been to Utah. Nope, this is the first time.
Okay, and I get it. We're Utah. I love Utah, but I know we have some some stereotypes and some maybe some stigma to us. When you got to Utah, were there things that you expected, and what did you find that you didn't expect? What was unexpected for you?
I guess I didn't really have any expectation other than the fact that I knew it was beautiful. I had one of my really good buddies, Taylor Richard, played for the Utah Grizzlies. So he's kind of walked me through just where the areas to be in the city are and whatnot. So he's been helpful, and he's had great things to say about the people of Utah, and it's obviously a beautiful city. So that's exciting for us. We're coming from Arizona, so it's really good living there. But for me, a little snow, some mountains, that'll be pretty fun. And I think my daughters will like it. Maybe try skiing out, and it seems like a great city, great family oriented, community based city that we're ready to be injected into.
So you've had quite a past. You're a Minnesota guy. You went to the University of Minnesota. You spent time with Pittsburgh and Minnesota, which that's got to be cool too as a Minnesota guy getting the chance to play for the Wild. You've seen a ton of teams with deep hockey traditions. This is a 2-part question. 1, what was one of your favorite hockey traditions to be a part of? And 2, you've got a clean slate here. What kind of a tradition would you like to start in the state of Utah?
Good question.
Don't mean to put you on the
Yeah,
spot.
yeah. Well, a tradition is creating a winning culture, I'd say, and just being a part of the process of growth within the community and the organization. I saw, I was in Pittsburgh for only a couple of years, but um, how involved they were with the community, how beloved they were because of that, and obviously they created a winning product. So it's kind of a circle of
Problem.
so it's kind of a circle of things that you want to connect, and for sure it's I think obviously coming to a new team, you want to get off on the right foot. You want to have a good year right away, and it's not like we're starting from scratch. We're a team that's been together and really gone through some stuff together. So it's I think from that perspective, I think we'll be stronger for that. And like I said, I mentioned Pittsburgh and some of those guys I got to play with, and just kind of how they operated, and they kind of all started from ownership. They were top notch from the top down, and you have guys like Sid and Malkin and the Tang, and they've been in the organization for so long. I see that kind of starting with this team, with these young guys and the character guys that we have coming through the system. So that's kind of where it starts. And like I said, we're going to hit the ground running. It's not like we're going to try to feel it out. We have our team, and obviously some acquisitions and deals are made in the summer. But for the core group that's coming up, and some of us older guys, we just want to do our best to create a good culture and be involved in the community.
Outstanding. All right, here comes the big question. You've seen the list of 20 names. Give us your top 4. Do you have top 4? Do you have or do you have one?
Yeah, the Yeti one is like I think that's the easy one to pick. I've liked that one. What other ones have I seen that the Fury were kind of cool? I don't know, like you don't have much background or like much story behind it, or maybe you do. I think that Utah Fury kind of sounds cool. What else did I like? I saw like Powder, Blizzard. I'm trying to think of something that could go well with Utah.
There was
Mammoth,
Mammoth Outlaws, Mountaineers.
Yeah.
Now I'm just reading you the ones I voted for.
And I know that's not the most fun one, because I think that's probably the most popular one at the moment, from what it seems like when I do hop on social media. But I thought the Fury was cool too. So those are my top 2. Other than that, I don't know. That's up to the fans, and that's why I love this whole process. It's like it's a we thing, the whole city gets to be a part of it, and I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, I think that goes back to just one of the things about how cool this ownership is that they're giving. Ryan Smith keeps talking about. Ryan and Ashley keep mentioning, like, this is a community asset. This is for the state of Utah, and we're going to let them vote. That's just kind of a testament to how committed they are to that, because that's a pretty big thing to let we don't want to be Bodie McBoatface or any of that stuff that just tends to happen. And obviously Ryan's a little bit better at the internet than the rest of us, but yeah, pretty cool. What do you think of that? Like the fact that he's putting it out to vote?
I mean, it's unbelievable. I think that that the city is what drives good teams. Whether you look around the league, you see a lot of good teams that have been good for a long time, and they have good core fan bases, and I just think it's so important to keep them involved, and they're the reason why we're playing. They're in the seats, they're buying the jerseys, and they're watching on TV. So it's, for me, that's what it's all about, the fans. And I grew up as a kid watching the Minnesota Wild, and I really looked up to them. So that's just something as a player, I think that I think can be a little underrated for young guys coming to the league, how much you can get involved in the community, and the more you involve yourself with the community and the fans, I think the more you're going to get from the whole organization as far as a positive buzz, and I think that helps create the winning culture for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing Utah's going to be really taken back by is is how much hockey players like to give back to the community. And it's not like, oh no, I got to go do this. It's like, hey, I here's another opportunity to go out in the community. I think that's something that's kind of unique to the NHL.
Yeah, no doubt. We have a lot of guys on our team that have gotten involved with a lot of stuff down in Arizona. So, I think it's really important for the youth. I think that's kind of where I like to be a part of. I have a foundation, I guess I'll plug it. It's called Goals for Kids. So I'm looking forward to getting that into the city of Utah. And it's just all about helping kids be familiar with hockey and, having them create whatever sport it is or whatever hobby it is, just kind of going all in on it and enjoying it. And, we'll try to raise some money for resources for camps and whatnot. So yeah, that's kind of my area. And, there are a lot of guys on our team as well. They love to be involved with the youth.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Nick, I think we're just excited to have you here. And is there anything else you'd like to tell the fans of Utah before you come in and we get to actually meet you and watch you play?
Oh yeah, we're so excited to get down there. And, you should have seen our smiles on our faces before we came out for that pep rally, we'll call it. We were all looking at each other and just couldn't believe it. So that was a special thing and one of many good things to come, I think, with this organization. And just super grateful that we're going to be part of history starting this new team. And hopefully we can hit the ground running. And we're going to do our best this summer to keep training and getting better.
Awesome.
Looking forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it too. Nick, thank you so much for your time. Go enjoy your summer. We're excited to have you come to Utah and be a resident, and we're excited to watch you play. And again, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me.
All right, and that is the Utah Puck Report. I want to give a special thanks to Chipman Roofing. These are hockey people supporting the hockey community. It's Chipman Roofing. For all your roofing needs, just check out chipmanroofing.com. And if you like what you hear on the podcast, please leave a review, leave a rating. Wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure you give us a rating. Like to check out kslsports.com as well. There's going to be more hockey on there. As more hockey comes up, it's going to be always right there, kslsports.com. Big thanks to Madison Miller for putting up with us and making this thing work.